77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. You know, your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.
Katz and Cosby on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Friday night. Well, we have Speaker Newt Gingrich with us. To me, he's always the speaker. And, Newt, what the heck is going on in Europe? I mean, you're stationed there in Switzerland, so you're in the center of Europe.
That's literally true. If you look at a map, where Calista is the ambassador in Switzerland, and she's right in the heart of everything. But I'll tell you, to me, the most fascinating thing this week was Marco Rubio, as Secretary of State, going to see the Pope, having apparently an amazing conversation. The Vatican issued a statement afterwards that was so good, you have to go kind of wonder if Marco wrote it himself. And I think this is part of a process we've been seeing now for about a year. If you go back and look at Marco Rubio's speech in Munich, it was so well done. Calista and I watched it carefully, and you can get it on YouTube. I mean, he said tough things, but in a pleasant way. It was like a conversation with your in-laws where you got to tell them some hard things, but they're still your in-laws and you still love them. He did an amazing job. And I'm watching him emerge as a much more significant player, all the way down to the other day he was a disc jockey at a party. And, of course, I don't know if you've seen them, but there are these memes that go around that they'll show Marco. And the latest one was him sitting in a Spirit airline pilot suit on a bench, and it says the last pilot for Spirit Airline. But there've been like 10 or 12 of these now on the internet where somebody has figured out how to take Marco and put him in different strange situations. And I think he's emerging as a serious, very serious potential future leader for the Republican Party. And I think that the relationship he built with the Pope, which, remember, the President and the Pope had gotten into a pretty public disagreement in a way that wasn't very nice. And I think the Pope was probably as eager to get to closure as the Trump administration. And I think, from everything I can tell, and as you remember, Calista used to be the ambassador of the Vatican, so we have pretty good ties and a long period of living in Rome. From everything I can tell, this was a remarkably successful meeting.
I agree with you 100%. Sunday morning, what else? What else are your thoughts? Mother's Day today. Are kids and grandkids going to be safe in America? Or are we going to have a civil war? I mean, it's such crazy things that are going on.
Well, that's exactly right. I realized the other day that all this talk about socialists is misleading. These people are crazy. They're not socialists. Steyer, who's running for governor of California, has proposed, is a billionaire. He's proposed that we bring back everybody who ICE has deported. Now, if you look at the number of murderers, rapists, drug dealers, child exploiters that were in that list, you have to look at them and think, this guy's just crazy. You have in your city, John, you have Mondami saying on the one hand he really wants more affordable housing. On the other hand, he wants to raise property taxes, which is exactly the opposite of what you do if you want more housing. And every time I turn around, I'm watching these guys do things that don't make any sense. And also that sort of put them at opposition to the American people. I mean, if you look at this whole issue of the SAFE Act, something like 85% of the American people think you should be able to show some kind of identity to prove you're an American before you vote. And yet the Democrats have been blocking this bill for months. And you find this kind of stuff over and over again. And I think it's pushing us towards a remarkably different election this fall than anybody in the liberal elites currently believes.
which way do we go this fall? Right now, I think if the election was today, it would go one way. If the election is in September with all the right things happening, it's going to go the other way.
Look, I was very active in 1988 when Vice President Bush was running. And in May, he was 19 points behind Governor Dukakis. 19. By Election Day, with a good campaign that got people to understand how radical Dukakis was, Bush won by 8. So he literally had switched every fourth American during the campaign. And now, I mean, the one caveat is Trump will have to get the price of oil down. And the reason is simple. When people go out to buy gasoline, they stand at the pump and they watch the price. Now, there's no other single point in American life where you are more cost conscious than standing next to that gas pump watching the price go up. And I know Cliff and I yesterday were driving through McLean, Virginia, and premium was $5.29. Well, it used to be under $3. And so the one caveat to all of this is Trump has to get the price of gasoline down. If he gets the price of gasoline down, I think you'll find that we are going to have a surprisingly big Republican win. But that I think is the key bridging element.
Well, Speaker Newt Gingrich, thank you for your input on a Friday night, and God bless you and God bless America, and let's hope it's a great Mother's Day weekend.
I was going to say, have a great Mother's Day weekend, John, and I know Cliff and I are looking forward to it. And we'll talk to you in the near future.
Wow.
He sounds great. I love Newt and Calista.
And when I said he's in the middle of Europe, he's in Switzerland. His
Calista,
Calista is the ambassador to Switzerland, so he gets the pulse of everything going on all over Europe.
You know why I like Calista? Because she's half Polish. So that's why I like her.
I think Newt likes her too. Well,
I think he does.
Thanks for listening to Katz and Cosby with John Katzimatidis and Rita Cosby. You can hear Katz and Cosby weekdays at 5. It's the 5 o'clock show on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode, so you never have to wonder.
what the heck is going on here?
Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit ASBgold.com. That's ASBgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.